We're back in business, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with another trade recap. I have not been taking many trades recently. My last trade was like the 23rd of March, and I've been concising and changing up my strategy a little bit to match it more to my personality and help me when I'm trading and the time frames and stuff that I trade. This is really, I think, gonna be very good, and I know I'm profitable. I've just got to make money, I guess. I've been back testing the strategy a bit, and yeah, I've just got to take more trades with it, learn from it. And my mindset is in the markets, it's either a W or a lesson, which learning is also a W. So it's a win-win. First off, yesterday we had this 3:30 a.m., didn't care about that. And then 10 p.m. news, didn't really care too much. Not going to be in a trade at 10 p.m. So trading GU and EU as usual. So what I've done is, instead of trading the 4-hour, 15-minute and 1 minute, I've gone in and I'm mainly trading the 1-hour, 5-minute and the 1 minute, because on the 4-hour and 15-minute trading London session for 1 to 2 hours, it doesn't make sense, because I'm just sitting here waiting for these 15-minute candle confirmations, and that's just, it's not really tied to my personality traits of like being quick, and I don't know, just, it's not even about patience, it's just about making trading easier for yourself, because it's already a very hard skill to learn. And I heard about it on a podcast to kind of form your strategy around your personality, but I'm not really explaining it well right now, but that's what I did. Because now if I go into the 5-minute, you know, there's so much more candles and trades that I can go off, and it just keeps me active, keeps me attentive to the charts. And yeah, it's honestly more fun, and I've been learning a lot more, like how price is moving, because I'm just more locked in, I guess. Another thing I also like is the 1-hour candle from 5:30 to 6:30 gives me like a higher confirmation of where price is gonna go London session if I'm not in a trade already. But let's get into the trade recap, what I was seeing yesterday. So on the 4-hour, this is where I'm getting like my overall trend. Just the overall trend, and I saw this big up moves on both pairs, and we hadn't tapped equilibrium coming down New York and Asia session, but we were slightly in this big fair value gap. I didn't really like that. I wanted to go bearish for the day, because we see these giant moves up, we see slight moves down. EU looks a bit better, but GU, this is a pair I took the trade on. We barely tapped the fair value gap, and I just wanted equilibrium to get tapped. Zooming in, we have New York, Asia, highs and lows on both pairs marked out. We had a bearish New York session, and then call it consolidation Asia session, and pre-market GU swept both of these lows you can see down there. EU, however, came up into this 4-hour fair value gap, and like I said, I was looking to go bearish. So seeing this, it was a bit conflicting and confusing, because EU is looking to go to the downside, which was my bias from the 4-hour, but then GU swept both these lows relatively equal to go higher. So what I saw on the 5-minute was we swept these lows and got a break of structure pre-market. So I was waiting for some type of retrace. We tapped equilibrium but didn't get anything on the 1 minute. We kept going lower. We ended up sweeping this low here, which I marked out as a liquidity sweep. And on EU, we weren't really doing too much. We came up, we inversed both these gaps. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need some type of break of structure to the downside to go short on here now. And GU is looking like it's going to the upside. So if I take a loss on if I take a lesson on GU, it's gonna be fine because I can still short it to the downside. You know, there's more moves on the 5 minute, which is why I'm liking this right now. We see this close equally with this low, which I counted as a break of structure. I'm not sure if it is. We ended up not going up, didn't see anything on the 1 minute there. So yeah, I just forgot about that. And then on GU, what we saw, although we broke structure to the downside, sweeping this liquidity, we got 2 up candles out of it, not breaking back up. When zooming in on the 1 minute, we were looking really good. We got a break of structure, nice up moves, and then I was waiting for a retrace. We come down into this big fair value gap, equilibrium, discount fair value gap, and then we basically broke structure here. Yeah, we definitely closed above 79% extension, so bang, I went long right here. And this was my position. I wanted a 3 pip stop loss, and I was gonna target these highs right here. But I actually took a loss because what happened was I entered, we were down here on TradingView. I got my phone, boom, enter. And the price just, I don't know, it just put me in all the way up here. The candle didn't even reach it on when I entered. So then, this gave me a 4.6 stop loss, so that's, I'm now risking like $80. And I'm like, damn bro, okay, I'll just move it up to 3 pips. Like, what can I do about that? And then my risk reward is just trash as well. Oh no, wait, would it be the same? Yeah, my risk reward is worse. And then I get stopped out and I'm like, well, screw this. I hate trading. If it stops me out, everyone should get stops out. Nah, but I'm kidding. But yeah, I was journaling it and I'm just like, well, that sucks because if it entered me down here, would have been a W. Like I'm saying, like, I know I'm profitable. It's just like some things I gotta tweak and stuff, but I don't know, it entered me up here, can't do anything about it. But what I should have done is I could have even just taken like a bigger loss, like had it at 4 pips, maybe, because what this did, this just came down into equilibrium and then it's the exact same trade, just without this fair value gap here. And seeing that, we see equilibrium, we see up candle out of that, boom, same exact trade, bro. I could have entered, even stop loss there would have worked. Literally, equilibrium, target them highs, bang. 1 to 3 risk reward. And then, if I didn't see that one, because that's the candle that stopped me out, so I might just be like a bit confused. We come up, 1 minute, equilibrium, up moves, bang, another trade, stop loss, even there, could have had a loose stop loss, bang, TP1, TP2 that would have worked, Asian high would have got hit. So what I learned from this was, instead of complaining and, you know, like, why, even though like the market shouldn't have entered me there, you know, it didn't even go up there, I don't know, maybe my broker, trying to troll me or something, but instead of trying to control what I can't control, which is the markets, I should control what I can do, which is exploiting them and make as much money as I can, because I hate these things and I'm gonna beat them, okay? So that's how I should be thinking. I shouldn't be thinking like, oh, why did they enter me then? Bro, shut up, exploit these markets and make money. That's what my mindset should be. And I could have had an even tighter, boom, stop loss there, 1 to 4 risk reward, bangs at 2.5 risk reward, bro, that's easy money. But instead, I'm like, dang, bro. And also my bias on the 4 hour, I'm like, all right, it's stopping me out, so like, but that wasn't my true stop loss. That wasn't where it was meant to be. So I should have just been like, either having it lower, which is just a bigger loss for just one day, or looking for new trade opportunities, which we had 2 1-minute equilibriums, which is the exact same trade. Literally, this is just has a fair value gap, and it was the first entry. But yeah, just unlucky that entered me all the way up there. But if I had just had 4 pip stop loss there, that would have worked. No, it was all the way up here. Damn, bro. 4 pip stop would have worked though. Which would have been like $65, $70 loss. Ended up just losing 50, but that's a lesson learned. And yeah, EU ended up going up as well. Let's see what happened. So yeah, the fair value gap on the 4-hour ended up getting respected. And once we swept Asia highs, I was thinking like, oh, could I go short? But we didn't get anything out of it. But yeah, anyways, that's a W, that's a lesson. And yeah, I'm feeling good about my trading, been back testing the strategy. And even though there is losses integrated into every strategy, like I've got to think about that, there's losses in this strategy. If I take all those losses, if I take every trade with this type of strategy that I'm doing, with 1 to 3 risk reward, my win rate, even if it's below 50%, I can still make profits. So that's what I've got to be thinking about. I'm about to run out of time on my microphone. So, yep, good to be back, and subscribe if you like this video. Like it and comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.